I honestly cannot believe a Doctor Strange movie now exists. Scott Derrickson, who's the director of this film, is notorious for his influence in the horror genre, and it's really exciting for me that you can see someone who is from a completely different sort of genre step into a superhero film and direct such an awesome film. So pretty much Doctor Strange is about a surgeon, a very arrogant but very good surgeon who loses the ability to use his hands in a car accident. And after countless attempts to try, repair and fix his hands, he turns to the more mystical approach of healing. On his quest to find healing, he meets Tilda Swinton's character, the Ancient One. And from there, Stephen Strange is exposed to a whole new world that he didn't even know existed. So I went into Doctor Strange not really having a sort of high expectation, but at the same time not really having a low expectation either, because I know Marvel delivers usually. But they delivered a lot more than I thought they would in this film. This is a very, very hard character, and excuse the pun, strange character to bring to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This character is a sorcerer and he uses magic. I mean, that is completely separate to what we've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe up to now. So some of the things I really enjoyed about this film, I really enjoyed the cast. Honestly, I thought the whole cast was excellent. Like really, they did such a good job. Mads Mikkelsen plays the villain, Tilda Swinton plays the Asian one, Rachel McAdams kind of plays a love interest to Stephen Strange, and she also did such a good job. And for the most part, I really actually enjoyed the chemistry that Rachel McAdams and Benedict Cumberbatch had in the film. Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange was awesome and honestly perfect casting. I've only recently started to read the Doctor Strange comic books in anticipation for the movie, and just reading the comic books, like it almost seems like the comic books have been based off Benedict Cumberbatch's portrayal as Doctor Strange. It's that good and that precise to his character. And again, I have to emphasize, like every other reviewer has, the visual effects in this film are stunning. They are absolutely amazing. There are a lot of different dimensions represented in this film, and each dimension is captured in such a beautiful, unique, and visually stunning way. I want to watch this movie again literally just to see Doctor Strange go into certain dimensions again, just because it's that great to watch. Seriously, go watch this film on the biggest possible screen you can, because the visual effects are literally that worth it. Another thing I really loved about this film was its soundtrack, and in my opinion, maybe one of the best soundtracks in the Marvel Cinematic Universe up to date. It was really, really good. I have no idea how to say the composer's name, but I'll put it at the bottom here so you can read it. But it's great because he's also doing Spider-Man Homecoming soon as well. He's doing the soundtrack for that. So I'm very, very excited to see what he brings to the table. Because this soundtrack, I really think may be one of the most iconic Marvel soundtracks up to date, honestly. So there was also quite a lot of stuff not to necessarily like about this film. Firstly, I don't think some of the humor in this film worked a lot. I know there were changes to this film late in production, and rumors are that was to add more humor into this film. But I honestly felt some of the humor in this film was a bit forced and just not that funny, actually, to be honest. There are some jokes that are hilarious and that I really laughed at them, but then there are also some jokes that kind of feel shoved in just to kind of make this film a bit more lighthearted, because without all this humor, this could have been a pretty dark film. Also, I feel like they rushed certain stages of this film, and I know they couldn't spend too much time on it because it would just have been a very, very long movie. For example, I felt some of the training of Doctor Strange was a bit rushed, but I just kind of feel like they shoved a huge duration of Strange's life into a very short segment. Another thing that was also a little frustrated was their use of a villain. Classic Marvel for doing this again. I don't know, I loved Mads Mikkelsen as the villain. I just felt like they didn't spend enough time on him again. I really, really, really was enjoying this character every time I saw him on screen, but there just wasn't enough of him in my opinion. And I just wish I could understand a bit more of his motivations and his sort of reasoning behind the things he does in this film. And I did understand what he was doing, and I did understand why he was doing it. I just wish I got more of that, you know? But that being said, I didn't really actually have anything else bad to say about this film. I honestly think Marvel is going to benefit from this film so much. It's a very unique and refreshing film for their franchise that introduces a whole lot more characters, but not only one character, Doctor Strange, but a whole cast of characters who I thought were really, really well executed. Although some of those characters weren't explored enough in my opinion, they were still really great characters. I think this film also really just benefited from Scott Derrickson's direction. It did have that darker feel to it. Maybe that is because he's a horror film director. I really do think this film could be one of my favorite Marvel origin stories. And I don't know, I feel like this film just went to a deeper level than most of the Marvel films. I'm gonna give Doctor Strange a 9 out of 10. I really, really, really like this film. I thought Marvel did an excellent job executing it, and I'm so excited to see how this affects the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the future, because obviously it's going to. So If you guys enjoyed this video, please check me out on my other social media channels and subscribe if you would like to. I'm going to be watching Arrival this weekend, and I'm hoping to watch Hell or High Water during this week as well. So watch out for reviews for that, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.